Productivity. In the world we're living in today, a lot of us are feeling pressured to be successful, to be as productive as possible, and to be busy all the time. There's a lot of advice and tips on social media on how to become more productive and how to get more out of your time. But why is it a positive thing to be productive? Why do we hurry, and how can we be sure that we don't miss out on things that's happening around our schedule that could benefit us in our lives? When I was younger, I always had a plan which I followed to the letter without exception. I wanted to make sure I became the best I could be in school and in my cross-country skiing. I didn't want anything to get in the way, and I became so obsessed with becoming the best that I excluded and opted out more and more of life outside school and skiing. I felt how I started to lose who I was outside of the sport and began to identify myself as Linnea the skier. I had no idea who I was as a person and could only identify myself with what I did. Therefore, I also began to value myself as a person based on how I performed during practice and race. And with this mindset, I felt more and more pressure stacking up inside of me. I felt how it was clogging my thoughts from seeing and feeling the purpose of what I was doing. And suddenly I lost my love and motivation for what I was doing, but didn't know how to stop. It was a time where I felt very confused and didn't know how I would live a life without skiing, and couldn't accept the thought of wasting all of the time I had put into my training. These thoughts also made me feel so guilty towards all of the people who had supported me, and I thought that they would be disappointed if I decided to quit. I focused so much on everything outside of myself. I wanted to make my family proud, and I wanted to be interesting enough to get friends. My confidence was very high, while my self-esteem was super low. I had never doubted my ability to perform, but at the same time, I had always doubted that I was good enough as I was without my achievements. I had lived a life controlled by productivity since I was little, and didn't know how to live without a goal. I guess that the idea of productivity that I had brainwashed myself to believe in for so long became more important than what I was trying to achieve. And I guess the lifestyle of having a full schedule and following it very strictly became a way of fleeing my thoughts and emotions. All of those thoughts about who I was in the time when I started to lose my passion and doubt myself as a person got numb by following this schedule. After years of confusion, depression, and therapy, I learned more about my value as me and could start over with finding a passion that didn't define me. A passion that's more of a tool to get to know myself better. And with this realization, I also found the amazing side to being productive. Because when it doesn't define me, I can see the benefits of using a plan of how to become more effective as a creator. But with that said, I've also realized how important it is for me to see my schedule as a rough sketch more than a must. Because life isn't about being productive. Life is about experiencing, feeling, and learning. And if we become too focused on something that excludes parts of life that makes us grow as the ones we are, I think we'll never be satisfied with our achievements. And this is becoming more and more clear to me the more I let go of my tendency to want to have control over my life and my feelings. Because when I'm relaxed, I think more clearly. I'm better at seizing opportunities in the moment and have become so much more spontaneous. I now understand how much more valuable it is to be present in the moment when I make a decision than to decide what to do too far ahead. And I think a lot of people are just like me. Maybe you're in that productivity loop where you're trying to control your future to be able to numb your feelings. And maybe it's working for you in your life right now. Or maybe you're in the same mindset as I've learned to have, where you use a more vague sketch of where you want to go, a visualization that awakens your feelings so that you can use them when you make decisions on the way to reach your goal. Because I've learned that things often don't happen the way we think they will happen. We need to stay open to signs, and those signs can be thoughts and feelings that we get on the way. As a skier, I often had a goal to be in my best shape on certain competitions, and because I had a hard time to tune into my feelings and trust my own intuition during that period of my life, I often missed signs of an overworked muscle or a cold developing in my body, which ultimately reduced my chances to perform when it mattered. But now, when I'm more in tune with my body and my mind, I know what thoughts I should listen to and what thoughts I should ignore. What signs of my body that I know are caused by something natural, and what signs I should worry about and do something about. I guess this realization is a never-ending story about the relationship between how our body wants to be treated and how we actually treat it. It's a tough language to learn, but it's a language that will enrich your life more and more the more you learn. And with all of this said, I want you to ask yourself this question. When was the last time you acted because of a strong feeling of wanting to act in the moment? When did you let inspiration strike and your passion lead your way? I challenge you to take some time off from whatever you used to love or still love but have a tense relationship with at the moment. And then you just wait as long as you have to until you start to miss it. This thing can be a hobby you used to love, a person you used to love, or a feeling you used to chase. Whatever it is that pops into your head, I challenge you to just let it be and see if it's something that you will miss. If not, something else may replace that thing or that person by giving you the same feeling that other thing used to give you. Because we can't decide who or what enters our lives, but we can decide how it makes us feel. Therefore, I want you to strive for a feeling instead of an exact work, a certain place, or a specific person. I promise you that you will feel more excited about what to come if you, like me, try to think like this. To wrap this up, I want to share something I found when I was scrolling on Pinterest. It was this word that explained the discovery of beauty within the imperfection of life and art. It felt like an assurance that It's when we stop striving for perfection that true beauty occurs. And I want to do it like a breathing exercise. It's a double word that I found that is called wabi-sabi. Not wasabi, but almost. Wabi-sabi. I want you to repeat 3 times and feel how the words help you to release the tension in your mind while breathing. Breathe in, wabi. Think wabi and breathe in. Breathe out, sabi. Breathe in, wabi. Breathe out, sabi. You're amazing. Remember that. Lots of love.